So you want to grow great basil. Here's the secret to growing basil. You need to prune it, and you need to prune it really hard early in the basil's life. If you don't prune it, you're going to get a real tall, leggy, sort of a single stem with a few basil leaves off of it. But if you prune it, you get a basil bush. And to prune it is real simple. You just look down at the stalk, and you'll find if you go back one set of true leaves, that you'll see where two leaves branch out from the stem. We want to snip off right above where those two branch out. And from each of those snips, you're going to get two branches. And as soon as they grow up and you get two true leaves, go back and snip the stem off again, and you'll get two off of that one. So you turn one into two, two into four, four into eight. And now you get a great big basil bush that grows up. So we're going to go in and find the main stem and the first set of true leaves below the top of the plant. We're going to go into that stem and just snip that plant off. That's how you prune your basil. Here's a basil that was pruned once about 4 or 5 days ago. And you can see the main stem has been cut off. Now two new branches have been formed, and each of those branches now have a set of true leaves. So we're just going to go right above that set of leaves. We're going to snip that main stem off again. And you'll see we'll come back in another 4 or 5 days, and we'll have 4 branches coming off of this. So it went from 1 to 2, 2 to 4, all over a period of about 6 or 7 days. Here's a basil we trimmed off about 4 or 5 days ago as well, but this one hasn't quite grown enough for us to trim again. It has the 2 side branches, and it has the beginnings right down in there of 2 new true leaves, but it really hasn't grown enough that we can find a stem above it to be able to snip off. So we're just going to leave this one probably 1 more day, maybe 2 days. We'll be able to come in and prune this one again and turn those 2 into 4 stems. The true leaf is a leaf that can turn into a branch versus a leaf that's just a leaf and is never going to turn into a branch. This is just a regular leaf, where that's a true leaf coming through the crotch. Down in there, there's very tiny. They almost look like a seed, and those are 2 new true leaves on this branch. We want to wait for the stem to get above that true leaf and then cut it off, because then each of those true leaves will become 2 new stems. So get out there the first couple of weeks after your basil has been transplanted, or it's come up and it's getting to be 6 inches high or so, and start pruning your basil. You'll have a lot more beautiful, lush, thicker basil plants and lots more basil. And who doesn't love basil?